Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm talking about the top rated sports booking app in all of North America, baby. Safe, secure, and my favorite, reliable. And what better time than now? You got the black and gold facing that brown team, and we know we feel good about our players. And if you do feel good, well, they got player prop bets available for you. But we also know you might be into a little parlay. Well, of course, we got the parlays available to you with DraftKings, but more importantly, we got promo codes, ladies and gents. And it's a beautiful concept for the new customers. When you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and you make your first bet of $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly with the promo code Moats. It's that simple, baby. Promo code Moats. You see how we're doing it, right? You see how we're doing it? Put it on everything, okay? But more importantly, I understand there is a chance that you might develop a gambling problem. And if that does occur and you need help and you live in New York, you see it's a number that you could text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. It is also about that time. I know she might be getting here a little Oh, say less. I'll go ahead and get ready because I seen the face I needed to see. Yeah, I thought y'all was gonna have to wait till 5:30. She timed this thing going up perfect. She was like, all right, I see you over here talking some around the league. Don't you trip though. I'm about ready. So you know what? Let's get it going. Because y'all know it is officially for victory formation. Let's get it.
Oh
How Val? Yeah.
It is. I hope you can hear me. Okay. So
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, I am in a hotel room. All right. So I am not at home. I am in a hotel room. I'm traveling for work. And my laptop is on a pillow. Not joking. Okay. It is on a pillow. It's a mess. Okay. Everything is a mess right now. The lighting is so bright. I'm like, hi, how are you? So I also forgot my notes at home. So I typed up my
let's go.
Whatever it takes. Okay.
Yes.
Whatever it takes. And then I have this outfit on. I'm like, I'm going to war against the Cleveland Browns. So I'm doing
you hopped up.
best.
I see you pop at the bottom of the screen. I was waiting on the Destiny's Child. I'm a survivor. I'm not going. I said, okay. All right. Yeah.
This is me being unprepared, right? Because some people are like, you always have it together. I'm like, this is my unpreparedness. Okay. I got my laptop on a pillow. At least I had an outfit that made sense. I got my mic. At least I have my AirPods. I got my walker. And I have my notes. Okay. This is probably the most important thing are my notes.
and shout out to the backdrop as well. Just know I peep what you got going over here. Just you know what I'm saying? I was over here like, yo, I said, hold on, I know that. I see you. Okay. Let's get it.
The least I could do is
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, because behind me is literally hotel stuff. So a bed, a chair. Nobody wants to see that. And so I'm like, my luck, I will never live that down. People are gonna be like, remember that one time we come on camera and a bed was behind you?
You already know. They for sure.
So here I am, different angle, different everything. But listen, we're here because we're going to beat the Browns, okay? And that is what this is about. My priorities are my priorities, okay? Yes, I need to be here so we can talk about the Browns.
Let's get it.
How are you? How is everyone?
Shoot, man, the chat's doing good. We feeling great over here. Before we tap into all this Brown stuff, I was telling the people, we had a trade that took place. And I was like, yo, we got to talk about it because it affects us in a couple of ways. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether we talk about the giving away or the receiving, all right? Both for these teams. So what were your thoughts, though, on Joe Flacco getting traded yesterday, man, from the Browns to the Cincinnati Bengals? Yes. And it started. I said, I'm going to start this week versus the Packers.
As you know, I kind of had a feeling the Browns are up to something. And I made a video and I was kind of like, sure. I think the Browns have a plan here. Hear me out. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them. None of those things. But I think they're doing something here. So the trade happens. What I find interesting does that mean that the Bengals are like playing to be in the playoffs? Like I get with the Browns, right? It's Joe Flacco. If you could get a draft pick for Flacco, you do it.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Bengals. I don't know how they benefit from Flacco. I mean, did you watch him play the first like 3-4 games? Like, look. Like, so that's like, what did the Bengals see that I didn't see? Because I don't know. I mean, those are just my thoughts.
So for me, think of it like this, right? We're not looking at Flacco as a good quarterback or even a long-term answer. But what does Joe Flacco do well, even at this stage?
Fair. Throw the deep ball.
No, he's throwing the deep ball. And when we talk about Cincinnati and specifically how their roster is put together, the majority of it outside of Burrow is in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Two dudes that win in a hurry, can win at the line of scrimmage, quick game, or could win down the grass. So I looked at it and said, okay, if you want to have somebody that at least gives you a chance to lie to yourself, right? Because we know with Jake Brown, it's hard to lie to yourself with that one. You're like, all right, he's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to play perfect, and defense is going to bail us out. You ain't believing that in Cincinnati.
No.
So with Joe Flacco, you can say to yourself, hey, man, if he has enough time, good luck with that. But if he has enough time, in theory, he should be able to get it to a Jamar Chase, get it to a T. Higgins. And we saw even last year when he went to the Browns the first go around, how he was able to implement Jerry Jeudy. We saw his production go up, and we don't think Jerry Jeudy is a Jamar Chase or even a T. Higgins. So that was what I initially thought, but I still think you're going to have the same issues for Flacco protection. Yeah. They weren't protecting him the best in Cleveland.
They were not.
Cincinnati is way worse. So I think that part, I'm just like, I don't see how that actually elevates you, but I just think that's kind of like the mindset is
what they're thinking.
He got a big arm, and if we got to at least throw something out there, he'll at least give you a chance to be somewhat competitive. Now, you know,
that offensive line though, like
it's bad. Yeah.
I don't honestly though, I don't ever really understand what the Bengals are doing. So
that makes two of us.
So in a lot of ways, it makes perfect sense because there's a lot of times where I just don't know what they have going on. So I don't really know. Also, oh my gosh. Hi, chat. I am sorry that I did not say hello. My bad. It's smaller than normal, so I can't really see it as well as I used to. And size does matter. Anyways, so I can't really see it like I usually do.
She's on location, guys. She's outside. She's on location. All right.
But
just
I
like
can kind of see it. Yeah, I kind of see it go by. So hello. I forgot to say hi. But yeah, I just don't understand. I just don't get what they do most times. So this Flacco thing kind of makes sense. But also they should have went and got some offensive linemen. I mean,
look. We could go back to the Jamar Chase Penei Sewell decision. They clearly don't care about that offensive line. Yeah, they are not tripping on protection. They like, yo, we out here. We outside with it. Yeah. And with Joe Burrow, when he's healthy, he is good enough to make that O-line work. Even though he be getting sacked and hit and everything else in between, it's like he makes it work. But the problem is when he's not out there, you can see how they are just bad. Like bad,
I agree.
Bad. Yeah.
And is Flacco gonna do anything? That's like, I don't know. Listen, good job, Bengals. Great job. What a great pickup, Cincinnati. Y'all killed that one. Great job.
Like TaNeisha, as a defensive person, does anything change with how you are playing the Cincinnati Bengals when you sub out Jake Brown and Flacco? I'm like, I'm doing the exact same thing, bro. I'm doing the exact same thing. So yeah,
I'm doing the same thing. And we might actually are we playing them on the road on Thursday night?
We are.
We might get that Thursday night AFC North win. Oh my! And I'm not putting an asterisk by it.
No, seriously, absolutely.
Okay. That kind of makes me a little bit more excited. Yes, can you hear me? Do I sound okay? I'm like,
no. Okay. I hear you. I see you. You moving well. You're not glitchy or anything like that. Do I sound good? I look, because of the other day, I've double triple checked my audio. Okay, I was like, yo, mic check 1 2 1 2. All right, we're good.
Yeah, you sound great. Okay, cool. I wish my members are going to see what this setup looks like because it is so crazy that I'm like, I have to show Somebody. Nobody will ever believe me that it looks like this. So
Let's go. Let's go. But
so
I like
funny.
it though. And like I said, I appreciate you. All right. Because
Hey, I'm
some
here.
people can't, their game don't travel. Some people are only good at home. Okay. We talk about the
Mm-mm.
Dolphins. They only play good in September in Miami. Outside of that, it's like, it's rough. Okay.
Right.
You're showing skills. You're showing your versatility and showing why you're a key playmaker. All right. That's why you got the
Exactly.
PhD. Just know it. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? I got
See?
you. All right. I'm with
See?
you. I'm with you.
Like I'm part of the
Yeah.
team. You know what I'm saying?
Heck
You
yeah.
gotta have
Heck
me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
No.
can't not you
Facts.
you're like, she's
Facts.
gonna figure it out. Like, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
She's going to figure it out. So,
Good. No, not a care in the world over here. I'm like, oh, TaNeisha, early. Who early? All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
the
told
place
you
she is.
yesterday, I'm
Early.
like, I might just show up early. So listen, it is what it is. You know, I always say if I want my teams to be stretched and to pull it out and to grind and do all the things they're supposed to do, even when it's ugly, even when it's,
Yeah.
raining outside or snowing outside or whatever, I don't care. Go in there and get the win. So you know what? I live by that. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do my part. I want it to be perfect all the time? Absolutely. But life happens sometimes. I got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying?
I digs you on that. All right. I digs it. Life does happen. So with that being the case, though, all right, with that being the case, I don't want you to feel like you typed up your notes in vain.
I didn't even type up. That's how you know it's bad. They're written.
It's handwritten. Let's go. It's like, yo, hold on. Miles, Garrett, dang, I wrote that too big. I gotta make that a little smaller. I need more space for it. Shout out. I like that.
No, like, okay. We're gonna be off the rails 2 days in a row. Okay. But we're talking about football today. Okay. I won't have you praise Moats in the
football.
chat. Yeah, we're going to talk football. So let me just show you. The funny thing is, I wrote these notes off memory and what I had at home. And I was like, I'm going to challenge myself because I know this matchup and I am going to write my notes. Like, and these are going to be the notes. And I'm not going to look at anything else because I didn't have time. I was like talking to people and presenting. So these are my notes. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
13-4 after a bye, which is Mike Tomlin's record, usually after a bye week, 13-4.
Tell me something good.
And then I have that the Browns are second in pre-snap penalties on their offensive line this season. So, and I couldn't remember the number. I had the number when I was at home, but I'm not there anymore. So there's that. And then I have, obviously Flacco was the starter. Now Dylan Gabriel's the starter. He struggles with explosive plays. Their turnover margin is -5 or 6, depending on where you look. Somebody is off on that. So I have like Steelers need to be aware of quick game. Browns have had kicker issues like they do what seems like every year at this point. So that's like not a shocker. And then I put like, we all know about that defense. Like, they are who they are. And then the other thing I have here that I think is important is they also are similar to the Minnesota Vikings and just having a lot of penalties overall. And I know that was something that we called out with Minnesota Vikings. And then the other thing I have is they haven't scored over 20 points. And so I think it's like 16, 17 or 16, 13, 17, 10, 17 or something like that.
It's like they're averaging like 13 or 14 points a game or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have not good on third down. And then they have given up 11 sacks. That is what this says. Okay. That is my research. This is what I'm contributing.
Out.
So for those of you that don't think, like, I am locked in, okay? I don't care where I'm at. I am locked in. I will figure this out. So that's kind of what I have. So for me, how because I think we've said this before, but I'm just going to say it because I know I said it last time. How we do this is I kind of look at the outside things of like what I'm seeing from my fans' perspective, and then Moats will give us like the matchups and like those details, because he's the force multiplier, former NFL guy, right? So we're working together as a team. And so
we're gonna combine this NFL power with this PhD presenter power.
Very PhD. This is very PhD. Like at the very bottom, this is actually, I can't believe I'm saying this. At the very bottom, I have sustaining drives will be important and keeping the defense off the field or keeping the defense on the field so they are tired. Similar to how the Steelers defense gets when our offense is going 3 and out. Like,
let's go.
So where do you want to start?
Listen, TaNeisha, we've been doing this now for a couple of weeks. Okay. Now that we're in regular season mode, we done had a month of this, so we getting a little hang of it. Now, granted, we spiced it up a little bit, hitting them with on Wednesday, right? A little back to back. Okay, you just got to wait a day between the two, right? Right, but so we back to back this time. All right, you're not missing. You don't miss. Okay, whether you're on the road, whether you're at home, whether it's nicely, beautifully doctored up, typed up notes using that Microsoft Word, okay, or if it's the handwritten, you know what I'm saying, off the hotel vibe, it's all good. It's all good because the information is valid. That's what matters the most. Okay, the
That's what I'm
information.
hoping for. Yeah, I was like, I gotta like hold up my end of the bargain. Like, I really gotta focus in. I know this team. I know. So
look,
yeah, like
you are on. You are on.
Yeah, and can we just talk about like the elephant in the room? I think collectively, as a fan base, we need to take a deep breath because we all know in the back of our mind we're thinking this can't be one of those games this year, right? This can't be one of those games where we have that letdown and we're at home. Like, I know, I feel it too. Okay. I'm talking about it. I don't want to harp on it, but I did want to throw it out there because I'm aware. Like, I know, and I feel it. We're 3-1. We looked good. What could go wrong? Like, I got it. So I'm just calling it out because, rookie quarterback.
Let's go.
We're at home. And I'm still kind of pissed off about the loss last year in the snow, but I've kind of let it go. So anyways, I'm just calling it out because I'm totally aware that we are all, we're all kind of, it's in our minds. Like we know. We know.
Now, this is the alumni in me. Okay. I love whenever a Tomlin loss is brought up or the potential for a Tomlin loss is on the horizon.
Yeah.
Because it tells me a couple of things. Number one, you know your team really well. Okay. Because you know Coach Tomlin. Okay. You know him really well. Number two, you're starting to believe that we actually nice because you can't sleep on an opponent unless you think that you are clearly better than them. So you actually starting to believe. Y'all starting to believe that we got something.
I am.
But then my favorite of all the reasons why I love when we hear the thought of a Tomlin loss or that anxiety it gives us is because I think of last week or 2 weeks ago, we got that Tomlin win in Minnesota where everybody thought we couldn't do it, where it was, it's Justin Jefferson, it's Brian Flores, it's O'Connell. It's like, so Fred, we got a lot of them Tomlin wins on our belt, all right? And we keep stacking them up. And I know we got some more potential for that down the line. So let's get into this one, man. We ain't tripping on this, baby. We're not tripping at all because the track record does reflect we have way more Tomlin wins than we do these Tomlin losses. We win way more of these wins, way more.
Because I think the Patriots win was a Tomlin win, right? Like 5 turnovers. Everyone's like, it's lucky, blah, 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 blah. But like, that's what we do. We just grind it out. It's ugly. We lose in all the areas that you think matters, except for turnovers and sacks. And we win the game.
What was the Jets of Tomlin? How do we feel about that one? Because it was nasty. It was weird. It was
to be honest.
Yeah.
It's for me. Looking back, right? Because now I'm in whatever week this is. I start to get confused after the bye week. So I'm like, how many games a week? Now I don't know what that game was. That was the first game. Like, yes, we won, and I'll give it to Tomlin, right? I'll give it to Tomlin because it's like we won, and I get it. It was also
Justin Fields.
It was so weird though, because remember it was like we came out firing, like scoring points and moving down the field, and then kicking field, and we were kind of like, do we have an offense? Like, do we have an offense? So I don't know what we have. What I do know is when I was writing my notes, I thought I am writing these notes with confidence. And I am writing these notes not even thinking about the Browns defense. And that's no disrespect to them because I know that they're good, right? Yeah. But I'm writing this because I believe in what we're doing. And I think sometimes it's a different angle when you're like, I like what we're doing, so I'm here versus leaning on what the other team does well. And then, because let's be honest, again, my Colorado team right now, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of looking at the other teams and I'm like, oh my gosh, like let's do whatever we need to do to kind of like hope and pray we kick the ball in the end zone or something. But with the Steelers, I'm like, if we do what we're supposed to do, the rest will take care of itself. That's kind of where I'm at with this right now.
And look, I just be appreciative of when like the fan base joins that mindset, because as players we always have that mindset, and we're
Right.
told like, yo, y'all just think that everybody's gonna win because you're playing the black gold. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't we think we're gonna win? It's like when the
Right.
schedule comes out, it's like, hey, what's your record prediction? 17-0. Who I think we're gonna lose to? Who I think we're gonna lose to them?
It's
We didn't
gonna
play
be
them.
us.
Why would they do that? I'm nice. He nice. We nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the fun part when it does, shift perspective wise. Because as much as I love to, kind of have this jokey. Oh, and I gotta pause for a second. My college girl just walked in. All right, this my
Yay!
college girl gave me a little Starbucks. Hey, look, you walk right here so they
Bring
can
her
see your
on.
face real quick. All right, y'all see I got my babe here. You can say what up to her.
Oh,
Love you.
he needed that. Oh,
Look,
I
man.
love that.
Shout out. She know what I like. Good to see you,
I
boo.
love it.
Love you. I'll see you in a little bit.
Aw.
There it is.
I love it. See,
Yeah.
family show.
I got the little ones up here, man. She
I
ain't
love
so
it.
little no more. She's a big college kid now, man.
I'm so
It used to be a
happy
time
for
where,
you.
I'm
What's
saying,
the drink? What's the drink?
I'm a cinnamon dolce latte type of guy.
Okay.
Grande
Okay.
is the size, all right. But yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
What, do you keep the same milk or do you change out the milk?
I actually do. Yeah, I
Okay.
tried to pride myself on not being like a bougie Starbucks orderer, because some people are like, I want almond milk. No, I want skim milk. No, I want the 2%. I want this. It's like, nah, bro. Just make sure it tastes good. Okay, it's nice. Got a little flavor on it. Because my first introduction was like black coffee, and that was not the best, but it kept me awake in meetings. So that was why I did it. And now I learned to just drink coffee that I enjoy. So yeah, but shout out, man.
I'm so happy for you.
And when I get a little nervous, I start sweating a little bit. I was like, hold on now. It's like, I see feet. I know those feet. I know those toes, man. Shout out, man. So let's go, man. So y'all see the big smile over here. All right. I got a little happy. All right. Shout out to my college girl, surprised me today. Okay. But anyhow, let me get back to where we was at. All right. So I actually don't remember specifically where we were at, but what I do remember
we were just talking about the Tomlin wins and that we think think we're a good team. Like we think we're kind of
so the belief that we have as players, we always believe that we're better than whoever we're going against. And even though that player that you're competing against or that team may have a better record, may have more known players, why do you think upsets happen at every level? Whether you're talking high school, whether you're talking college, even professional, it's because we all believe that we can truly do it. If we just got enough time, we can figure this thing out. So when we, have that perspective, it's one way. But us versus Vikings, when you're talking Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, that doesn't feel the same of like, hey, man, we throw anybody out there, right? At least from fans' perspective, because those names are so known. Whereas when we're going to say Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond, it's not going to have that same effect. So flip side, it's a lot easier for us to feel more confident, and that confidence then leads to the letdown, right? Because you're overconfident, you overlook them. But our confidence doesn't change week to week. We truly feel like we're better than anybody that steps on that field every single time we're out there. And it doesn't matter the record. And that's part of what Coach Tomlin understands, that he uses that to help us. And then there's still some times where, you can have all the great mental preparation and all the mental things that go into a game, and you just have a mistake, right? We talked about the Caleb Johnson situation. We talked about, the cat in Arizona that, drops the ball before he crossed the line, before he crossed the end zone. Certain things, wacky things can happen. But as a whole, our mindset is always, we're going to find a way every single time. So that's the part that we do love when you guys join in on that. But more importantly, though, when we talk about
the outsiders,
not the outsiders, the fans, okay? Because the fans make the sport so much awesome. All right, it's one thing for me to kick your butt. I want you to see it though. I want you to clap it and feel something when we out there.
Yeah,
and that's
I think that's important. By the way, what kind of shirt do you have on?
Oh, you're the second person to notice it.
Oh,
it's my Immaculate Reception T-shirt that we got when they were going to do the retirement for Franco Harris. Obviously, we know he passed
that
away.
Cold night.
Yeah,
that cold night.
It was freezing night, and in fact, shout out to my boo that was just in here with me. She actually came with me to that game. It was blistering cold. Cold. Shout out to Kenny Pickett though. He got it. He found a way to get us the dub. Right. Got us the dub.
What was that?
Man.
The Raiders.
It was the Raiders. Derek Carr.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy. Oh my
night
God.
before Christmas, if I remember correctly. Yeah, December 24th. So
I just remember it looked cold, and I remember thinking,
it was so cold. It was like insanely cold. In fact, they were saying how if you were outside for too long, you could potentially, be exposed
Yeah,
to frostbite or things like that or at risk for that. So yeah, there were a lot of that, being talked about. But the thing that I also remember was that was one of the first times that we changed the color in the end zone. They went with like the
it was
old
gold.
school bright gold
Mhm.
paint in
That's the
there. And
best end zone, by the
I
way.
love
Why
that
don't
look.
we do
I
that more
love that
often?
look. I loved it.
Why don't we do that more often?
You
It
you know
looks
they are
so
they,
good.
and look, they'd be over there big on the whole, hey man, this was for this era, or this is for this, generation of Steelers. And it's like, bro, that's fire for any of us though, man. We want to play on
Any
that. I don't care if
generation.
it's any, like we want to wear that. Yeah.
Yeah, like they look
Mhm.
great. And even on TV. Like on
Yeah.
TV it pops. Like the fact that we don't have and when that was one of the things I liked about Ireland. Is I was like, look at
Mhm.
those end zones.
It was
Or we had
gorgeous.
one
It
and
was
they had the other
absolutely
one,
gorgeous.
but
Yeah. But
yeah.
it looked good
Okay.
though. And
Now,
shout
by
out
the
to
way,
you.
your chat is calling you bougie, by the way.
First off, I'm not bougie. Okay, I might be a little particular, but I'm not bougie. Okay, and of course, this doesn't help the non bougie argument. But Tyler, he says I was sitting below Moats when he was in the suite, and I had to freeze at that game because that was part of the agreement for my daughter to come. She was like, "Dad, you be sitting outside sometimes. Where are we sitting at?" And I was like, "All right, we'll make a call until we get inside." All right. And yeah,
Good job,
that was
chat.
that was
Good job
part of it.
reminding
So
him.
yeah, I
Great job.
appreciate you
Great.
calling me out on that. All right.
I
Y'all be
love this
remembering the
chat.
stuff that you're not supposed to remember.
Good
Okay.
job.
Y'all be responding the ways y'all not supposed to respond. Are y'all with me or are y'all with TaNeisha? Okay.
I
Because
think
there's
they're
sometimes
with
I just be
me. I'm
wondering.
starting to
I
think they're more with
yeah.
me. Like I'm
I
starting
I
to think they're kind of
mhm,
like, I mean, she's all right. Like
yeah.
whatever.
Yep, yep, yep. That's definitely the vibe that I get sometimes. I'm just like, yo, what about us guys? What,
Yeah. But
what about us?
by the way, can I just say I had two people DM me on my
Oh,
Instagram and they were
oh,
like, thank you for your show yesterday. Not only did you make me laugh, but
yeah,
they were so excited. Like they didn't want to comment or whatever, like in the
yeah,
chat. And they were like, it was nice just to see like everybody showing love,
yeah,
like to Arthur Moats. And I was like, yeah, it was anyway.
yeah,
So like, how great is that? Like randomly that people that
yeah.
don't even like follow me, they're like, I just want to let you know, thank you for
No,
yesterday. So
absolutely.
I'm like, I just wanted to pass that along. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. But
No,
anyways.
and once again, I told you after the show, but no, that was dope, man. I do appreciate that, and everybody that was in the comment section showing love, man. Pre-show, post-show, etc., man. From the
Yeah.
heart,
It's fun.
definitely
It was
means a
fun.
lot, man. Now, I always
Yeah.
appreciate that,
I do
But
have a question for you. I do have a
oh,
question. A football
well,
like
I got to answer then.
matchup
Let's talk.
question.
I'm gonna drink
So
on this
oh
latte while you ask the question.
okay.
Okay? Yeah.
His grande latte.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious about you know this. I don't go back and like study the film, overanalyze the film, do all of
Yeah.
those things.
That's the
Um,
teamwork part. That's me. I got you.
how
Mhm.
does Mason Graham look on film? How is he disrupting? How is he helping? What is
Mhm.
his what's going on with him? Like what are you
Yeah.
seeing when he's on film? That was one thing when I called out the offensive line because believe it or not, I don't think the Browns
Mhm.
have a good offensive line by any stretch of the imagination, but
Yeah.
they honestly don't give up a lot of sacks. Like I think they've only given up, I think I have
Mhm.
11 written down, or I don't have it
Mhm.
written down. I think it was 11, which
Yeah.
obviously the Minnesota Vikings are at 21.
Yeah.
They're at
There's
11.
big difference.
You
Big difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was just curious to know like what are you thinking about
Mhm.
that defensive line. We know who Miles Garrett is. We don't have to go rounds and
Yeah.
rounds. But like, what do you think about Mason Graham? Like, what does he bring
Mhm.
to that? If y'all
So
don't leave my zipper alone and stop trying to curse me, okay? Leave my zipper alone right now, okay? Okay, I'm struggling. Leave it alone. I'm struggling, okay? Let it
the
be,
fact,
okay?
listen,
We're
listen.
in here.
I,
We're
I keep
good. Leave it
forgetting.
alone.
I keep forgetting that you can see the chat because I saw that one. He was like, "Y'all pray for the strength of the zipper," and I'm like, "Hey, yo, y'all are funny. Yo, wow."
I'm doing my best.
And I'm like, "No way she's gonna
Like,
see this." And when you start, I'm like, "Oh yeah, she definitely seen this." Then you talk about your DMs. I'm like, "All right, guys, don't y'all do this now. Don't y'all start the DMs, okay? Hey, it's a family friendly show, guys. Okay,
this is family friendly. So
okay, keep
pray
it
for
family
my
friendly.
zipper.
All right,
Okay,
praying
pray for
for it,
it.
okay, in a positive manner. Jeez,
Yes.
golly, man.
Team zipper. Oh my
Yes, okay.
gosh. Anyways, sorry.
But yeah, man, when you
This
talk about
chat.
the Browns, their D line definitely shows out. And part of when we're talking about Mason Graham specifically, I think for him, he's a good athlete as a whole, right? When you talk about
Okay.
the speed, the ability to have the smooth hips, that's one of the things that I liked about him coming out of Michigan was the fact that, as a pass rusher, I think he does a good job of getting up. I think he does a good job of denting offensive lines. But the thing that really has benefited him is Malik Collins. Malik Collins is the
Mm,
guy that if you're talking that D line and how they can force you to feel uncomfortable, Malik Collins is the one that is really, causing the disruption. And from there, Mason gets to kind of
okay.
play off of that. We know Myles Garrett is the force multiplier of all force multipliers, right? When you talk
Yeah.
about him being out there, you watch him on the right side, you watch him on the left side. You watch how they have to use tight ends. They chip him with, running backs over there as well. And because he's a true 4-3 DN, that impact the speed in terms of how quickly he's disrupting the offensive line. It's a little bit different than how we use TJ from that stand up 3-4.
Okay.
But that's why Malik and Mason are able to have the success they're having. To me, Mason is still a young player. Mason, to me, shouldn't do anything this game to make us feel like we can't block him. I
Okay.
think he's better against the run right now, just in terms of him getting off the ball, but the fundamentals and the doing it every single play. I could pull up a clip of him looking really good out there, right? But then you're going to also see later on in that same series, he gets reached. And
Okay.
that's a part of young players, very similar to how we talked about Keanu Benton.
Right.
Think
So he's
about
not
Keanu
there
Benton when
yet.
he first,
Okay.
it was like, man, with Keanu, we're like, yo, he got some moments where we're like, yo, you look like you flashing.
Yeah.
And then you can still see some of the growing pains.
Okay.
That's Mason right now. But because they have Malik and they have a Myles Garrett, it's like, man, most teams, Mason has to be your best D lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And when he has to be your best D lineman, you can see where that would be a negative because he's not ready for that just yet.
Okay.
But when you're putting him next to Malik Collins, who's already a proven butt kicker at this level, right, in terms of rushing the passer and versus the run, you look at all the stops he's had, that track record is there. You
Okay.
even watch him in that Vikings game, it's like he's still making plays out there. Went to town on the young boy, the Joe Huber dude, right, who we were hoping we was going to get, right? Went to town on him. So it's like, man, you can see where that's how they make you uncomfortable, but everything on that defense starts and ends with Myles Garrett.
Absolutely.
When you want to run the football, is where's Myles at? When you want to
Yeah.
pass the football, it's where Myles is at. Now, the flip side, when you look at their offense, right? And we talk about sack numbers being low, but me and you both visually watch them and say, yo, this offense line isn't good.
Right.
What they do is this. Their commitment to running the football is top notch. That's a
It's
kudos
helping
to
them.
Kevin Stefanski, right? And why is it top notch? Well, it minimizes potential for negativity. I would rather have 5 3 and outs than you trying to throw this ball and you give me a pick. Fans don't always agree with that mindset because fans say that's boring. That's too
Right.
safe. That's playing not to lose. That's your living in your fears. Your coach Tomlin. Nah, that's called being smart. That's called minimizing the damage. That's called making sure that you're not putting your defense out there on a ton of short field scenarios. You're going to have your defense playing more when you have an offense that's a little bit below the line. We've experienced that in Pittsburgh, right? When we went from
Facts.
Big
We
Ben.
know what that is.
But the difference was this. We didn't turn the ball over. We also didn't have a lot of pre-snap penalties, right? When you talk about Cleveland, you watch them, it's like, yo, y'all have a
Have a
lot of the
lot.
self-inflicted, just little
Mhm.
things. And that's where, when we always talk coaching, we don't see that here in Pittsburgh because Coach Simon knows how to coach that. Kevin Stefanski, the 2-time coach of the year, you see this stuff popping up. And it's like, well, why is that? Right? So
Yeah.
as we continue on with it, though, the other part is this. When they had Flacco in there, Stefanski hasn't had to change that offense from Flacco to Dylan Gabriel. It's still heavy on the inside runs and his play action pass and his quick game. They're not trying to take a lot of deep shots because they can't hold up. When they hold that ball, that's when you see the pressure come in there. But a lot of their stuff is off of the boot. It's off of, man, I'm going to show you run. I'm coming up out of that thing. I'm trying to get rid of it quick. And especially with Dylan Gabriel, it's like super fast West Coast offense. Everything is in rhythm, just trying to get him out because, excuse me, as a younger player, if he's having to sit back there and make the right decision 30 times in a game, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If a young quarterback has to sit back and make 25 right decisions, it's not happening. 20 right decisions is not happening. So that's the other part of why those numbers are down, because they haven't really committed to just saying, F it, we're going to throw it out.
So they're basically coaching around it. They're basically doing everything, which is obviously what you're supposed to do.
That's the smart
thing,
right?
Yeah, because when I watch them, you're right. I'm not blown away. I'm just kind of like, eh. By the way, did you play against Joe Bitonio? Was he still in the league when you were there?
Low key, Joe, I don't think I got Batonio. I actually got to check. I don't think I got Batonio.
Okay.
Cleveland went
Because
through
he's
like
like the last of the.
the last of the Mohicans over there. I already
Yeah.
know.
I was
Yeah.
actually going to say that, and I was
You see,
like, no one's heard of that term. Why am I going to say that?
you see, and look, we dating ourselves, all right? Because
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm like, I for sure remember the last of the Mohicans, all right?
yeah,
That
I
was
was
like a
about to say,
movie.
yeah,
That
he's
was
the
a
last
thing.
of the, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna say
Come
that.
on,
Everyone's
man.
gonna be like, what is she
Yeah.
talking
All
about?
right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, did you play against
Yeah.
Joe Antonio?
Yeah,
He's been in how
Batonio.
long? I mean,
Yeah,
he's been
man.
there for
I was about
feels
to
like as
say,
long
let
as
me
Tomlin's
let me
been
pull
there.
him up though. I'm about to say because it's definitely been a while. I don't
It
feel
seems
like
like
I
he's been
feel like
there
I
for
missed him.
forever.
No, so excuse me. I guess I have. He got there in 14. Shoot. And look, the funny thing is this: you talk about how much carryover they or turnover they had. I think of all the quarterbacks we played against when I think of Cleveland. I'm like, I played against Manziel. I played against what's my man? Oh my goodness. Oh, Deshaun.
RG3. Did you play
Yeah,
against
I got an
RG3?
RG3. I got RG3 a couple times. Washington RG3 and Cleveland RG3. Pre-knee brace, post-knee brace, all of it. Yeah. In fact, RG3's first ever NFL game, it was in the preseason. It was against us. Yeah. And it was like, yo,
Interesting.
this is RG3. It was like a big old ordeal about it. Yeah. But I just think of like that when I think of Cleveland. I'm like, yo, just go down the list. And then I think of a couple times I got fined versus Cleveland. Because we was talking about that earlier too. Yeah, so I was thinking on a lot of stuff except the O-line because we always said the O-line was trash. So you can get to the quarterback. This is a stat game. We know this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is different.
Yeah.
This is different. We're focused on stats.
I know he's there. I saw him Sunday because, of course, I got up and watched the game on Sunday. Of course I did. And I saw him there, and I thought,
bright and early.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if he was there when like Moats was playing.
Hey, look, great call because I was over here like, dang, I guess he was out there. But yeah, back then we was not worried about. I mean, like, let's see, they had a Austin Davis at quarterback one time. I forgot the older quarterback that to it like to kill in front of me. I'm just like, yep, that's their situation. That's the situation.
Okay.
So
I think you have a couple of super chats, by the way.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna get to those in 1 second, but I did want to just finish this up real quick though. With in terms of Cleveland though, with their attack though, is going to be heavy based on that Quinshon Junkins, Jerome Ford element. Gotta stop that. That's what makes their O-line statistically look better than what it is. That's what makes their quarterbacks statistically, and even when you look at Flacco still, I said it earlier. I think he had like 7 or 8 picks already to just 2 touchdowns. So they're still giving it up. They're still turning it over. It's just the way that they're going about it. They're just limiting how many opportunities you're going to get with that. But if you smash this run like we're capable of, now you force a Dylan Gabriel, you force Kevin Stefanski to throw, and now you're looking at Jerry Jeudy, who we've had success against, but he's still a good player. Your boy Isaiah Bond, shout out to the young cat. Heck yeah, man. And he's getting implemented into the offense. He still looks more young and trying to not make a mistake. It's more like, hey, am I running the right route than trying to get open? And you can tell it's a difference. It is definitely a difference. He's like, I'm running here and I'm turning. I ran my route. That's not an error.
Are we good?
And I'm like,
did I do it?
But I'm like, bro, but you're not trying to create separation. Can we get a little? Can you freak it a little bit? Like, act like you know what you're doing. I seen you in Texas. I know what you're capable of. Like, come on now. Yeah.
And I don't think he drops. I don't think he's dropped a single pass as a Texas Longhorn. He's a sure hand. Yeah. But you're right. And he wasn't there during training camp. Well, he's fast. And he wasn't there during training camp. So, yeah. And the other thing is too, you mentioned, so stopping the run is going to be kind of like our calling card to winning this game. And the other thing, what you said something that, anyways, I can't remember. It'll come back to me. I can't even lean like I want to lean. I don't have a table. I'm like, hi, everyone. Like, I feel so awkward.
That is the worst when you're so used to like, yo, this is my setup. You're like, yo, and you go sit somewhere, like, hey, bro, I need where can I lean at, man? This don't feel right.
I'm also like trying not to move my head because it's like, I notice I'm not in the camera if I move and I talk with my hands a lot. I'm really expressive. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, I can't do anything.
Right, but it looked good though. It looked good. You're killing it. All right, you're killing it. Hotel room PhD. She got action. All right. She brought the camo off us today, ladies and gents. She brought the camo. She in soldier mode. All right, let's go.
We're doing our best. Oh, somebody put it in the chat. I haven't looked at the injury report. That was something that I was thinking about. and I don't have it on my notes. Who has anybody been ruled as out yet, or how
So
are we looking
so
there?
on our end, nobody officially ruled out. They got
Okay.
Ramsey as questionable.
Okay.
JPJ listed as questionable, but everything says he's supposed to be playing. He's been full practicing. Everything looks good with there.
Okay.
Highsmith also listed as questionable.
Okay.
They should actually have the practice report up. So I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Let me just
Okay.
check.
I just thought about that was the one thing that I was like, listen, I'm not researching. I can't listen. I
Yeah.
can only do so much. Like most have got this. Like I can ask.
So for so in terms of the designations, like we said,
Okay.
Ramsey limited, but still out there. They said Calvin Austin, non-participant in practice today, and they're listing him as questionable. And then Ben Skronik, he was dealing with the illness, so he was questionable also in terms of being a limited participant in practice.
Okay.
That was all we had from the Steelers side. And then let me check on Cleveland if there was anything worthwhile. You never know. Just get a little look-see, Lou. All right. Oh, so they hitting us with the everybody's questionable thing. So they got Greg Newsome questionable, Malachi Corey questionable, Myles Garrett questionable. You catch me? KT Levinston questionable, right? Ethan Posett questionable, Denzel Ward questionable. So it sounds like they're pretty healthy over there. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They pulled the Belichick on us. Just throw everybody up there, right? Yeah. So I can dig it. Now,
but when
did
Tomlin
get a couple.
Does it? Oh, sorry.
Like, I already know.
Everybody does it. It's a great strategy. When Tomlin does it, it's like, oh my gosh, why is he so lazy?
I can't believe this. Oh,
he doesn't even know his team.
Right. Really? Hey, look, there is nothing. You already know this. Nothing he does. All right. If you did that and you thought it was good, no, it's wrong. Oh, you did it and it worked. It's still wrong. Okay. I don't like it either way. Nothing you're doing. So we get it. We get it. All right. But we did get a couple supers in here, and I'm gonna say on the front end, I'm still gonna work on getting one of them cool like TaNeisha drops. So when y'all send the chat, you know what I'm saying, I could like show y'all some love the same way. I ain't got it yet though. All right. I was out in the community. I told you earlier. I was out in the community. We was volunteering. We was shaking hands, kissing babies. You know what I'm saying? So that was when I would have been doing this. All right. I'll be better. I'm a work in progress. All right. TaNeisha come here and she be exposing me, man. I'll be like, I can't hide from her. All right. At least on yesterday's show, I could have ducked off. Like, you know what, man? She ain't here. Y'all ain't gotta know I ain't got no thank you for y'all. It's all right. But when she here, now I'm like, dang, all right. So see what happened. The dog is my homework. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you have artwork, okay? You know what I'm saying? You have new artwork. I'm using for my backdrop. All right. You are
just like, I don't know. All right.
You're killing
just try it. I'm just a work in progress. Okay. Just try it.
You're
but shout out to Tito with the good vibes. Always appreciate you showing love, man. Tapping in with. He says, Moats, do you think Coach T's approach during a bye week gives this team any kind of edge compared to other coaches? I will say this, man. And you brought up Coach Tomlin's record coming out the bye. I think you said it was 13 and 4 or something. Yeah, 13 and 4, right? The thing that I always say when we're talking Coach T that he does a great job of, he understands us. And what I mean is the self-scouting element. He knows what we do well, but he also understands what we struggle with on an intimate level. It's easy when I ask somebody, hey, is Broderick Jones, is he good? You would say no. And they would say, well, what does he struggle with? Pass blocking. What does he do good? Nothing. And it's like, all right, there's no way that a player is on this level and starting a game playing more than one snap and he doesn't have anything good going for him. I can assure you of that, right? That's just the reality of it. But with Coach Simon, he can legit tell you everybody on this roster what they do well and what they struggle with. So when you get to the bye week, that's when he hyper focuses on the self-scout. And you kind of get that chance to say, I don't have to be worried about who I got next week because everything is always next week. Now I can look and say, hey, you know what? Man, DK is thriving with these screens. He's thriving with slants. I know he prefers down the grass routes, but that doesn't necessarily promote what I want from within with my offensive line. So let me figure out how I can adjust that. Maybe it's more Darnell Washington being on the core and now him chipping just a second or two longer before he's releasing. If that could allow me to get to DK. This is the stuff that Coach T works through during the bye week. And when I tell you his level of understanding, both pros and cons, that's why you hear me say it a lot, right? What you do good, what you struggle with, because that's one of the big things for him. He doesn't want to hear blanket statements about this guy is great. Nah, nobody's just perfect, man. Even Myles Garrett, even TJ Watt. We got play. I can pull up with TJ. It's like, yo, he does this really good. He struggles with this, and this. Michael Parsons does this really good, struggles with that. And that's what you want from your head guy. Because unfortunately, or I guess in this situation, fortunately, for experience and for conversation purposes, I've had coaches where that's not the case. Where you're in the bye week and they over here trying to come up with these cool trick plays, and you're like, hey, bro, we can't stop this run. I don't care about all this. We're gonna trick them into this. They look, we can't get them in the third and long, coach, for this sexy cover two. Oh, show this look, and then we're gonna morph to that. And it's like, oh, you want to work this triple reverse? Like, coach, we ain't got time for no triple reverse. Y'all can't even. Can y'all get a first down? Can y'all just sustain a drive so we don't have to come in the field every single drive? Like,
Right.
some teams they focus on that during the bye, and then you got the other coaches where it's like, yo, they on bye week too. And yeah. It's like, yo, we both can be on bye week, coach.
Right.
Feel me?
Yeah.
If
Somebody's got to work.
I'm on bye, you got to work, coach. You feel me?
Somebody's got to work. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I do
Okay.
say, Coach Tomlin, it is an advantage. And that is also why the statistics and the record reflects that as well. It's not just me blowing smoke. It's not just me talking my personal experiences. That 13-4, I only have 4 bye weeks, but actually 5 bye weeks if you count the playoff game. So that was probably one of those losses, okay? Because we lost to the Jaguars after the first round bye, okay? So, yeah. If you,
oh, my God. I was heartbroken over that loss.
Guess what? That makes 2 of us, okay? For sure makes 2 of us. And it was my last time putting on the black and gold jersey, so crushed, okay? I'm like, you mean to tell me my last time walking off that field, I took an L in the playoffs in the division round when all year we said we getting back that lick versus the Patriots because of the catch, no catch? Oh, and we said it has to come through Pittsburgh. And my dog 4 weeks prior to that gets injured and it throws the whole nucleus off. Oh, yeah.
And was Jalen Ramsey on that Jacksonville team?
Come on, man. They had 5 picks against my dog 7 earlier in the season. And then they came back and had a pick 6 early in that game. Yeah. Now, my dog was on their head, though. 7 was on their head with it.
Yeah.
But it was just like, man, we weren't that type of defense at that time to be spotting anything. You feel me? Blake Bortles, that was the whole playoff Lenny, right? Everybody who's playoff Lenny for that? We got to introduce the playoff Lenny. Okay.
That game,
got the introduction. Yeah.
That game broke my heart. And then the other game against the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
That was the other one.
Man, and the fake slide. Absolutely. I remember that one too, because when I take my shirt off,
Bryant, I have this. Remember being in the end zone?
So look, I don't even remember that part. And this is why. Because I had tore my pec opening series in that game. And I just remember being like, yo, this is the worst pain I have ever experienced. And I remember being pissed. And then I remember lying to myself for a second, like, y'all about to come back in this game, coach.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Hey, y'all need me. I'm nice with it. I like my matchup. Let's go. And he was like, pick your arm up real quick. And I did this and he tapped me. I said, ah! Yeah, it was over. So, yeah, I definitely missed the Martinez. I low-key, I barely remember seeing the whole Fitzgerald situation at the end of the game. All right. Because it was a rough time. I get back out there. It's like, that's what I came back here to see. Tough.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we don't have to talk about. Yeah.
Can we get positive? Please? Like you bring about a negative over here. Okay. We like.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, that game.
Yeah.
Like certain games, you just remember them. It's like you'll never. Yeah. They're never going
away. Absolutely. All right. We got another super that came in here. Shout out to the homie Hannibal. All right, Hannibal. Says peace and love, Moats. Dr. T, because she got the PhD, don't forget that. And the chat fam. It seems like offenses attack the space TJ empties when going for the sack or run stop. Is there any way to plan to fill the space he leaves more often? Now, Hannibal, why do you have to ask these questions? That puts me in positions where I'm torn between telling the truth or give you my political PC bull job that TaNeisha calls me out on occasion. Okay. So,
can I give an answer that I think might be the answer?
I
think might be the answer. That is why you pay the other guys. Somebody. Like my thing is I think when TJ's not making plays, people assume TJ's not doing his job or his part. And it's like the other team is game planning as well. And when you have a guy like TJ, just like you said when you were talking about Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, I cannot remember the guy's name. But you were saying like he's there to kind of help. Yeah. Right. He's there to help what's going on. I think sometimes we want to say it's TJ's fault, but like where are the other guys? Who else is going to make a play? And so for me, I'm like, that's the other guys. So you're paid too. So anyways, that's my answer because I feel like so many times we're like, it's TJ's fault. TJ hasn't gotten a sack. I'm like, TJ's getting quadruple teamed.
Absolutely.
Where are the other guys? What are they doing on the football field? Anyways, that's my answer.
So I'll say this. You are partially correct. Okay. The other guys needing to make plays more consistently, absolutely. And that shows, I think, a lot in some of the obvious passing situations, some of those third and longs, right? And we're like, yo, where is he? And it's like, whoa, he's being occupied by a chipper, by a running back coming over there, by the slide of the offensive line. Other guys got to win. The other side is this, though. And what Hannibal was talking about when he says the run stop, it's the pass rusher's curse. We always want to get sacks. And there is no better feeling than on play action pass when they actually pull that run fake and you say F that fake and you go and you sack this quarterback 10 yards in the backfield by yourself, get up and do the best sack dance you've had, all eyes on you. You feel like Showtime at the Apollo. No exaggeration. It's that feeling.
Is that a lack of eye discipline? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or what we call it is this. We say you can't get a sack on a run play.
Got it.
So
okay.
You have to be disciplined, and that discipline is you stay connected to the tackle's hip on the run fake until you see that ball is actually not handed off. And then from there, you foot in the ground, climb to where that quarterback is going to be. And we say athletically, we're faster than those quarterbacks. So we should be able to still meet him at the point of attack. So even though it's not the 12-yard, you slam him on the head before he turns around sack, you're still going to get that sack maybe 5 to 7 yards. But it's a different feel because now he can see you. So you got to work a lot harder for it because now you're matching his energy if he tries to take off, etc. But that's the issue. So with a guy like TJ who has over 100 plus career sacks, who's the most dominant pass rusher that we've seen, there are times where he does what most pass rushers do that don't even have his track record. I'm guilty of it myself, where it's like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to get a sack. And I remember in my ear, Dick LeBeau in my ear, Keith Butler in my ear, Mike Tomlin, Most, you ain't getting a sack on no run play, man. Stay connected to this tackle's hip, shuffle, stay square, putting foot in the ground. You fast enough to go get that. And if you're not fast enough, then I need to get new people out here anyways.
So, okay.
So
that's what break this down. Hold on. Okay. Mm-hmm. You said stay connected to the tackle's hip.
So I got you right here. So when a run play is happening, right? And it's a toss play, right? Think about the toss. Now imagine if it wasn't tossed and he actually ran it off the right. And just because it's a clear, it's a clear visual of everybody going hard right or everybody going hard left, right?
Okay.
So when everybody is doing that, the offensive line, they are connected together as they're trying to block to create that path. So when you're that backside edge rusher, right?
Okay.
You are the edge of the defense. So if you don't stay shuffling down when those guys go down, and that's the other thing that guys struggle with, Mason Graham included, at this level, the gaps move.
Oh, okay.
When we draw it up on the film room. Oh, yeah, you're stationed here. This is the A gap. That A gap might be on the left hash pre-snap. And then once the snap happens, it's in the middle of the field. You have to travel with that. So if you're that outside linebacker, that edge rusher, and you say, well, they're all going this way, but I can see the quarterback, boot, I'm going to just run up here for the quarterback. I'm not trying to get down here to this tackle. And now you see that run edge off. And we're looking at Patrick Queen and we're saying, Patrick Queen sucks, man. Get off a block. Patrick Queen, what the heck is wrong with you, man? Peyton Wilson, he's too soft to play the run. Peyton Wilson, man, he'll never get down here versus. I can't believe, man, why are safeties always having to make tackles, man? God dang. And then I'll come up here and I'll be like, yeah, man, we just got to be a little more disciplined in our run fits, man. We've got to stay more connected. But that's what it is. And like I said, that's the gift and the curse of being a pass rusher. When you kick a lot of butt, you get hungry for it. And that's part of how you defend. In terms of offense, is how you defend against a TJ. Why you defend against a Myles Garrett? You watch the Vikings offense versus the Browns. It's quick game to Myles. It's play action to Myles. I'm going to give you a lot of different looks. I'm going to chip. The thing that you hardly see, though, is him unblocked and just saying, hey, man, let's leave him unblocked and let's see if he's disciplined enough, because if he is disciplined, he's still athletic enough that he will slam your quarterback on his head.
Right.
But you just hope that, man, if I give you 4 or 5 different looks, when I do mix this in, you're so thirsty for that sack, I'm actually give it away. Here, take the run. Take the run. I might show you 5 of that and it all be runs. And then that 6th one hit you for that pass, because now you over here like, oh, I'm thinking this. Or shoot, you keep going up there for that pass. I'm gonna just keep giving it to the running game here. And now we're picking up 7, 8, 9.
Okay, that's interesting.
And that's the pro and con of having an elite pass rusher. the pro is that guy is going to get out there. He's going to have that big sack, the moments that make us feel amazing. But the flip side is because they're more geared to rushing the passer, that's the little nuance that not everybody cares about. And that's why I was laughing when Hannibal even brought it up, because it's like, yo, you bringing this up lets me know that you actually are watching. You know enough of what's happening to even know that part of it. But that's what it is. And like I said, man, who's going to tell TJ, man, nah, don't be as thirsty for a sack?
Right, because it gives and it takes, right? It's kind of, okay.
I can't want Aaron Rodgers to throw the ball downfield 30, 40 times, but then when he has some incompletions or it's a turnover, I'm like, hey, why would you do that? It's like, bro, it's a part of it.
It happens.
We say you can either expose him to that negativity or you could minimize it. We just try to keep TJ to just 1 or 2 of those a game. If it's 1 to 2 a game, you all right.
That's too my motto. Like, sometimes better be lucky than good. Like, sometimes, right? Sometimes you guess right. It works out for you. And so, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Okay,
Coach Tom gonna hit you with the gunfighters get shot, or you gotta break it. You can't, make an omelet without breaking an egg or two. It happens, man. So, and that's the same how we look at.
What is he saying?
So gunfighters get shot. So think about Cowboys, right? Old school Cowboys, right?
Okay.
John Wayne, Billy the Kid, Doc Holliday, right? They kick a lot of butt, but they all got hit at some point. Now they might have survived, they might have won, but they all got hit. Everybody get hit. You might make the best omelet, but with some eggs, it's broken. You can't get the perfect omelet without having to break it first. So there are going to be some times where you get an offsides. Why? Because you are so keen on getting off the ball. You do not want to be laid off that snap that on occasion it might happen. Now we want you to be super disciplined and you never have a false start. I mean, you never have an offside, but it happens.
Yeah.
The same way, true. I want you to get all these sacks, but at the same time, I know, hey, you got to be disciplined on this run. All right.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
That's the give and take with it. And when it's a guy like TJ, you live with it because he's been right
more than he's been wrong.
He's been wrong. And that's kind of how you have the mindset when you go in. Now, the conversations that you have with TJ are very different than Highsmith, very different than Herbig, very different than Sawyer.
Okay.
Those guys don't get that type of green light. That's because TJ is who TJ is, but it's levels to it. And they know that the same way when you're in there, you know that. It's like, man, I played with the TJ, I played with a James Harrison, I played with a Mario Williams, right?
Buffalo. Well, isn't that why Tomlin says everyone's going to be treated fair, but not everyone's going to be treated the same? Like,
absolutely. And you better know who you are.
The same.
Yep.
Right.
Anyway, better know who you are.
Who asked? Was that Hannibal? Thank you, Hannibal.
Yeah, Hannibal. Shout out to you, Hannibal. Absolutely. And then we had another super. I should have proofread this. Hopefully, I don't get fired today. Justin Gordon. He says, and shout out to you, Justin. He says, still hearing talks of acquiring a wide receiver too. No matter if it's a big name or no name, I don't know if I trust Arthur Smith to make it work. We got him his second number 1 tight end, and the O still looking like Matt Canada at times. Can't blame the offensive line. Now, Justin, I'm team you. I'm a fan of you. But we know for a fact we can't say that, this offense has looked Matt Canada-esque when we look at how many times we've scored 20 plus 30 points. Like, we score, and we score opening drives, sometimes first 2 drives. These are rarities that we never experienced with Matt Canada. So I actually do trust Arthur Smith. I just think that once again, when you're throwing in our offensive line, it naturally is going to have certain things that it handcuffs you with. Like we talked about with Cleveland. We say, the same way that we look at Cleveland's offensive line is kind of how I look at us, except I feel like we're a work in progress in the right direction where they've been kind of in the wrong direction. But with that, it's like, man, you don't want to put those dudes in too many situations where they have to sit up, pass block 4 or 5 seconds and do it 30, 40 times in the game. It's going to set them up for a bad day. And especially for a unit like this. So I don't look at that as a negative. I don't look at that as, man, why can't we figure out a way to be more explosive? It's like, we are explosive. We score a lot of points, and we've scored a lot of points this year. But
and I think it's week. It's like what week 6, whatever game this is. I don't know.
It's week 6, but our 5th game. Yeah.
Okay. So game 5. I mean, we're 3-1. Like, give it like. I feel like I understand the angst because we want to be so good, so bad. I get it. But at the same time, it's like what we're doing is not working, right? Like we're moving. And I've seen
21 points, 24 points, 34 points. Like, when was we doing that with Matt Canada? You feel me? Opening drive
and
touchdowns.
again,
We weren't doing
week
that. Yeah.
2 and 3, we were talking about like the drop passes that we have been seeing from the guys. Like we've seen
Heck,
some
we were
other
making a
ways.
quarterback switch at one point during
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. So I mean,
Like,
I get the
yeah.
angst, but also like I think we're fine for now. Like again, like we
Yeah.
always say though, if at any
Yeah.
moment some of this
Hey,
changes, we
this
have
can for
no
sure change.
problem
This
coming
can for sure change.
we will come back and we will say, hey, by the way, the thing that we said that we were good at, we're actually not that great at that right now.
Listen, TaNeisha, these takes are not final. Okay, these are not
Correct.
final.
They're in pencil.
Yeah, heavy on the pencil with the eraser. Nice eraser. We
Yes.
got double erasers. Okay.
Yeah. The white eraser is the best eraser, by the way, if anybody's curious. The white eraser.
Excuse us. And y'all call me bougie. She's over here like, I don't use those number 2 pencils. No. I'm mechanical only. Okay. And if it doesn't have one of those nice clean white erasers, get that up out of here.
0.7. 0.7 is my favorite.
Wow. Spoken like a true PhD.
Okay.
Spoken like a true PhD.
Listen, I have opinions. I have big opinions when it comes to school supplies. Also, shout out to the person that said send the greasy super chats because Moats isn't proofreading. Shout out to you. That was hilarious.
Because I for sure. Hey, look, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, I see the super chat. I'm just gonna click it. I hope that it's family friendly. I hope that we don't get in trouble. But yeah, I for sure just that way. I have
the housekeeping people coming, and they're like, I'm like,
and that's what it was though.
Yeah, so I'm like paying attention to them, but like, so I'm kind of like,
so when I see you look, I'm like, okay, let me just keep going, and I just click the button. I'm like, oh God, I did not look at this at all. Okay, so shout out to the fact that everything worked out. Okay, everything worked out. Now, getting back to this Brown squad, though.
Yeah.
I do like the fact when we talk about some of the things they're going to struggle with or some of the things that I do feel like make us have questions about them. What is the direction of this team now? When you talk about moving on from Joe Flacco, it's one thing to take him out the starting lineup, but it's another thing to trade him away. Now you are essentially cutting the cord, right? We've burned the boats. We are no longer turning back. And with that, you're looking at Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders as your only 2 healthy options. We know Deshaun Watson's still there, but he's still hurt.
Yeah.
So if I'm on that Browns team, what is my mindset this week? You just came back from London where you took a L after a game that you probably felt that you should have won.
Mm-hmm.
And now you trade your best quarterback in terms of statistics, right? Because Dillon Gabriel ain't go out there and blow the world away. He played decent, but he ain't blow the world away. So it's like, what version are we getting? Is this a team that's playing with nothing to lose from a positive standpoint in the sense of, man, hungry dog, we attack and we feel confident? Or is this a team that, hey, man, if you come out the gate with it the right way, they looking for a reason to pack it up? We know internally, not all of them are on the Dillon Gabriel train. They still got questions about, man, some of them want Shedeur as the quarterback. So when I'm thinking of all of that, I'm like, that is another added bonus for us. I think that is something that will negatively impact them and negatively impact Dillon Gabriel when you don't have everybody believing that you're the guy right now.
Yeah. You know, the other thing I usually say, and again, this is something I've just always said, is anytime you take away a team's strength, you can see how the team is going to fold. Because it's like everybody knows this Brown defense is fantastic. Like no one's going to say they're not.
Yeah.
But if the Steelers can come out and get like 14 quick points on this defense, now everyone's like, wait, you're supposed to be our strength. Like wait a minute. You know, and like the dynamics of the game changes a little bit. And so, and I don't know if we can, because I think we all still really don't know what our offensive line is. We like to think the Vikings offensive line is the one we're going to continue to see. We don't know. But I think this game is kind of going to be won with how our offense is able to move the ball up and down the field, because we all know this team is predicated on defense. We know that. And probably the first and second thing that is good about this Browns team is defense and defense. Defense is 1 and defense is 2. And because I can't say special teams, because the kicker, bless his heart, like, you know, like just bless I don't know what else to say. Just bless his heart. Like that's all I got. Watch him, like, anyway, I'm not gonna put that now, it's fair, but I'm just saying, like, historically in the games that they've played, it's kind of like you're looking around and you're like, what are they doing? Like, just what are they doing? What is this? So, but the defense usually shows up.
Yeah. And shoot, when you say that, it's like, man, when I look at even some of the matchups I have, a lot of it does feel like it's more on if our offense can do this, man, we'll be fine, because I don't see a lot from their offense that is going to put us in uncomfortable positions if we are just simply doing what we're supposed to do, not even being overachievers, just doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
We should feel fine there. But our offense, that's almost like a feast or famine in terms of how I view it. I think if our O-line holds up, I think we can have a lot of success against this unit. I think
agree.
our receivers can have success against those DBs, specifically DK. I think that our tight ends, I like our tight ends versus their LBs.
Yeah, didn't Tomlin say a lot of, we're going to need a lot of big packages this week?
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
okay. Yep. And part of that is multifaceted. Part of that is because of the receiving element, right? The other part, and this is the part that we love and hate, whenever you play in a 4-3 defense, and that's what Cleveland runs, that's what Cincinnati runs, that tight end blocking that D end is one of the most important matchups in terms of running the football. And when you're a 4-3 D end, you say, man, there isn't a tight end in this world that can block me. And that's how Myles Garrett feels. And you watch Myles Garrett, he treats them tight ends just like that. And it makes it where you can't run to that side. Then you throw Malik Collins, and now you kind of, in limbo here. You're screwed. So that's the part of also why he's talking about them tight ends, and specifically Darnell Washington. He's our best point of attack blocker. I remember when he first had some of these opportunities, man, even going and watching him versus the Patriots. I don't know if you remember when we went on that 3-game skid, and it was like, man, who is this number 30 from the Patriots? Why does he keep making plays? He was the DN having a lot of success against our tight end. Now, since then, Darnell Washington has improved greatly, right?
Yeah.
We watch Darnell block now. We feel way better about it. But none of these guys are Myles Garrett.
Nope.
And that's the thing that we go find out, because it's like, yeah, man, if those, in terms of Darnell Washington, Muth, Jonnu Smith, Connor Hayward, we always say you got to jump them. All right, this ain't no one-on-one thing. You're jumping him. Okay, so if it takes two of y'all get after it. If it takes three, you with a wide receiver, man, you figure it out. Have a plan. But that's why he's talking that tight end big this week. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see, like, every game there's a different like matchup, right? Or like a different something that you're like, okay, this game is for this specific thing, or this guy, or this is this, you have the matchup, so it's like it's interesting every week to see like who's going to have the matchup this week that we're going to be like, can you do it? Okay. He won 50%. That wasn't terrible. Wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. Okay.
We need to, if you're 50% against Myles Garrett, we had a great day. All right. Anything better than that, it's a dub. It's a win.
Yeah.
Certain players, you're like, yo, we got to break even. We got to break even. All right. And since you brought up the matches, that's part of, I could have put Myles Garrett up here multiple times, right? Because it's like,
of course,
that tight end versus DN matchup, he is one of the biggest reasons why their run defense is good, because you can't block him one-on-one. So we could talk about that, but I wanted to focus on the other part of it, man, because we know if we run the ball like we're supposed to, we should feel good about that. But I want us, to be able to have them chances to take their head off. And the only way we can do that is with protection, right?
Yes.
So we know Myles play both sides. He's more comfortable rushing on the right side, so that's more of Broderick, but Troy's foul time is going to see him as well. It doesn't matter which of them dudes, they have to hold up.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a ton of one-on-one situations with them. Arthur Smith, Pat Meyer, they're not about to do that to them dudes. But on occasion, you are going to have one, right? On occasion, when we're going through the whole, okay, give them some play action looks, give them some quick game looks, give them a quick slant look. All right, we're going to chip this time. All those different things, right? On occasion, though, it's going to circle back to you.
And
in those moments, those are the moments where they have to at least break even. Yeah. Because Myles could take over a game. We've seen it. We know how dominant he can be when he gets it going. Yeah. So for me, that's the first one I had to start off with, man. Both our tackles, Broderick Jones and Troy Fautano versus Myles Garrett. Gotta break even in those one-on-one matchups. Yep. We're not gonna have a ton of them. Not gonna have a ton of them. Please God, don't have a ton of them, right? But when we do, you gotta stand up. All right. On occasion, I'm beating my chest like, yeah, man, I like us versus anybody. And then other times, like, we're gonna be smart. Okay,
Can we
we're
not?
going to use it. We're going to use the PhD. Okay, the PhD in football. We're going to use it for this, and we're going to say you move the pocket. Okay, you chip that. All
Please.
right, you
Yeah.
double that. You slide the protection. That you get
Team
a lot
game.
of different looks.
Team
Okay,
game.
a lot of different looks. You don't just give it this one look. No. You need all the looks because he's good enough to figure that out too. So just keep mixing them up. Okay,
Yeah,
but that's
I
where it
agree.
starts with. Then after that, though, I shifted and I was like, man, we know the other part of this thing. I like our wide receiver, but specifically DK Metcalf, and not when he's always going against Greg Ward. I ain't tripping on Denzel Ward. Excuse me on that one. I ain't tripping on Denzel Ward. Denzel's a good player, but you can still have success against him. But the matchup specifically that I want is when he's going against Greg Newsome. Greg likes to stay on that right side. We know DK has had a ton of success specifically on our offense's left.
Okay.
That's the matchup he has to just ring the bell and dominate this dude. And he's capable of that. And he's shown that he can get off this year, right? In terms of DK, whether you're talking quick game at the line of scrimmage, the run after ability, catching slants, taking him to the crib, whatever, he's that type of player. But make Greg have to guard you. Make Greg have to tackle you.
Right.
Those are some of the things that we don't talk about. It's like, oh, you're in position. That's great. Now can you tackle this dude, though? I don't see that happening consistently. I personally don't. Greg Ward, I'm like, yo, I mean, not Greg, I keep calling him Greg. Denzel Ward, I'm like, you know what, Denzel, yeah, you top notch, but we know who you are. DK gonna get you. We already know that. The same way GP would get off on him. But that other one, Newsome, that's the one right there that, yeah, when we taking our shots, that's the guy I want us to take the shots on. That's the one right there. And DK is already licking his shots because he knows that as well.
Yeah,
it's just,
absolutely.
It's like they both good, but one's definitely better. One's definitely better. And this ain't the better one. All right. With all due respect, of course. All due respect. You got to throw that out there. Otherwise, they get upset. All right. So with all due respect. Okay. Now, when we shift over to our defense, though, a couple of things. Obviously, like I said, we talk about their run game. We know, man, they have a commitment to it. I'm not tripping on that, though. I feel like with our interior D line, that's going to really match what they do in terms of trying to run those inside runs and stuff like that. So we should feel good there. The matches that make me just a little bit eyes on them. All right. You remember a couple weeks ago, tight end, New England, Hunter Henry. It's kind of good. Kind of had success on us that day, right? Might have looked like he was a Pro Bowl All-Pro all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cleveland might have another one of those athletic.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
He wants to be kind of good, but then he's kind of like regular. He's elite average. Okay, you talk about an elite average.
Built in a lab. They were like, this
elite
is what
average.
you look like when you're built in a lab.
Yes. He passes the eyeball test.
Yeah.
He can run after catch. He can go up and get it. He can block. He looks like Kellen Winslow before he got the injury, right?
Yeah.
That's what looks just perfect. But then you also watch me, you like, bro, do you forget how to catch? You forgot to run routes. You forget how to be athletic. Like, so that's what I'm like, he's in that elite average to me. Okay. Yeah. He's in that, but because of, athletic tight ends, and we don't have this long track record of having success against all of these guys. Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson, obviously, I gotta look at y'all, right? Because we're gonna run a ton of our dog rush run, where dog rush one, where you see both our outside linebackers rushing because they like to do a lot of play action pass, bootleg. The best way to defend that is having your outside linebackers discipline, connected versus play action away, and then climb to pull it up, right? That's what you're going to get a ton of this week. And that's going to be the whole give and take. But the flip side is this, because we're running that puts our inside linebackers at man on the running back, which is fine. You see how PQ blitzes that dang near. He's just attacking because that's my coverage. Flip side, though, is that tight end is now man-to-man. So that puts Peyton Wilson or Patrick Queen on Njoku. And if I know this, the fans can know this as well. And that's the back and forth when you're strategizing defense. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just blitz him and do this. It's like, cool. But now that opens up this and this matchup. So how do you feel about that? And that's going to be the whole name of the game. Can we affect Dylan Gabriel faster than he can find Njoku as he tries to extend some of these routes down the grass? Because, if you're just talking about, man, can Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen run step for step with Njoku? Sure, if you're going straight line. But the problem is this. When you're covering guys, you're not going a straight line.
Nope.
You might be going 10 yards this way. He might burst this way.
And he turns.
The quarterback stopped and goes, so now you got to put in the ground, go back that way. You know how hard that is to do that?
Yeah.
At
that size and that,
right. So that's the matchup that just gives me a little bit of okay. And last week, when you watch how Dylan Gabriel did have some success, he did find Njoku. That was one of the guys that was giving us some success. And typically with young quarterbacks, running backs and tight ends are their safety valves. Why? Because they can see them a lot sooner. And usually their separation and their open is college wise. So I can visually see it versus that wide receiver that's down in the grass. I don't know if I could layer this perfectly. Did I actually see that coverage right? So you watch Dylan. Dylan is pulling the trigger on these short to intermediates way faster than any of the down the grass stuff, even though some of the down the grass stuff is opening.
Yeah.
But that's why Njoku, but that's the part with Njoku where I say we got to make sure that our LBs are ready for that, because that's the downside to what we're going to be doing when we try to attack this Browns offense. Then the other one, well, we know Ramsey is technically questionable, but I personally don't anticipate Ramsey being out there. And if he is out there, I don't know what that even looks like.
Yeah.
Their main receiver is Jerry Jeudy. JPJ, all signs are pointing to him coming back, being healthy, being good to go. You're familiar with this dude, but this is the matchup we got to win. It can't be we're worried about Njoku and we're worried about Jeudy. No. You know how to guard a Jeudy. You're physical. You have long arms. Stylistically, y'all match up really well. So that's the one for me where I'm like, we got to have that success because there's no Ramsey. If Ramsey's out there, I say, Ramsey's taking care of that. We ain't tripping on it. But this is JPJ's first game back also. So
and when was the last time he played? Was that the first game?
Preseason. It was like first game / preseason time frame, if I remember correctly, him going down.
I don't remember when he got hurt.
It was early. It was super early.
Yeah, the chat will let us know. I can't remember if it was the first
let us know, man. It was super early though.
Okay. I can't remember.
But that's the part for me now where my questions are, what is his conditioning? Because typically when you haven't played a lot football-wise, your conditioning is down. You're playing in a position where you're going to be running all over the field versus a dude that is going to get targets. Right. The other part is, from a health standpoint, does that hamstring actually hold up? Are you fully recovered? Or are you coming back a week too soon? We won't know that until you get out there and you start running around. But that's always the fear with hamstrings, and specifically in the fast guy circuit. We weren't in the fast guy circuit. We was in the box. All right. When you're in the LB circuit, it's like, we're fast for LBs, but those guys, they play on the interstate. That's like fast expressway. So their hamstring is going to be exposed a lot more when you're going full speed down the grass for long periods of time. We just got to see if it can hold up. If it does, technique wise, I feel good about that. But that's the question for me. And then the last matchup, and I'm happy that I saw this dude already on the injury report. Granted, I think it's bull jive, but good left tackle, KT Levingston. We know they're not gonna allow TJ to just have one-on-ones all day.
No.
They're going to have tight ends chipping. They're going to have wide receivers condensed into the C area. They're going to have running backs releasing through that way to just do things to disrupt TJ, to distract TJ. Very similar to how we talk about Myles Garrett, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with all of that, we say it's pros and cons to everything. When you put that much attention on disrupting one player, it isolates the backside. And we're talking KT Livingston, who isn't a first rounder, second rounder, third rounder, fourth rounder. He's actually a sixth rounder from a year ago. Wouldn't even be the starter, but DeJuan Jones is on IR.
Okay.
So now we're looking at the Nick Herbig, and all signs are pointing to Alex Highsmith returning. Herbig and Highsmith versus probably one of the worst tackles that they have seen this season. That's something to me that when I'm thinking of, okay, if we're going to stop this run the way I anticipated stopping this run, and this becomes more of a, you can't just play action pass us to death anymore. You actually got to drop back. This is the matchup where we should really feel that pass rush taking over. They're not, TJ's going to make plays, but they're going to do everything in their power to make sure TJ doesn't take over this game. The same way we're going to do everything in our power to make sure Myles does, right? It's like, hey, Mason Graham, you're going to have to be the guy this week. It won't be him. They're going to say the same thing to us. But Highsmith, Herbig, they are going to have the best matchup of all of our D linemen. Because you talk Cam, you talk Keanu Benton, you talk Derek Harmon. It's like, man, the best part of the Browns offense line is their interior. Ethan Posick, Wyatt Teller, Joel Bitonio. Those are their best three. Those are their most consistent. Conklin is a good player, but to me, Conklin isn't killing you in the run game. And TJ has had plenty of success when we're talking about just winning, right? Creating pressure, but they're going to do certain things to offset that. But like I said, to me, that interior part, I feel good about us.
Okay.
I think we should be able to win that. So that's why I look at that edge rushers versus that left tackle. I'm like, hey, man, that's the duck in the group. If we all sitting here, who's the one that kind of don't fit? It's that one.
Yeah.
So those are the matchups, though, for me, though. Like I said, that I think will have
like
that
it.
impact and will sway us. And so far, we've been hitting good. So far, we've been good. We got to keep it going, though. I got to keep it going.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Now,
Makes sense.
I do need to ask you, though, because, we've talked matchups, strengths, weaknesses, and I see them super chats. We're about to get them right in a second. I see them in there, though. Vegas. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to DraftKings too, man. Some people over here make some money with DraftKings. We appreciate y'all. All right. But
every time you yell into the thing, I literally am like, oh, here comes the yelling. Let me turn it down. My AirPods, they ring my AirPods. I'm like, nope. Oh, pause. Let me turn it down.
Now, TaNeisha, usually I don't get upset. Okay. Usually everything you say, we're spot on and we're good and we're simpatico. Okay. But I'll be daggone. Okay. Did you just refer to my vocal melodies, my musical bliss, my ability to hit every single octave? Did you just call that yelling? Did you say what?
The funny thing is,
I know you did not just say that.
Sorry. When you
what?
When you hit the high octave, when you hit the high octave,
there we go.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. What I meant to say is when you hit the high octave. Yeah, that was my mistake. My bad.
Look. Shout out to Michael G. Like Luther. They call me Luther Moats over here, okay? Yeah. Luther Moats draws. All right.
Yeah, that's
all
what
right.
it is. Yeah.
Right.
Not
but with that being the case, though, Vegas, they like us 5.5 point favorites. We haven't been this big of a
NFL game. I will say though that makes me nervous.
They think we 6 points better than a team.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We are. I mean, because where are they better at us? Where can you point to and say, name me three places that you can point to and you can say they're better? And I think in an
some
AFC
people going to
North,
say their head coach. They gonna be like, they coach is better.
No one's going to say that. No one's going to say that except for a troll.
He's a coach here. Oh my God, he got a coach here. 2 of them. Jeez.
And in an AFC North game, what usually decides it, right, is a field goal kicker or something like that. Even he has potential of struggling. Yeah. So I think it's actually fair because it's kind of like they are just not. It just doesn't look good. It just, I mean, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good.
I'm with you. Because as I'm looking, I'm like, I don't, outside of self-inflicted wounds. And what I mean is if we come in here and we turn this ball over, yes, you can lose at this level. We said every week you could lose like that, though. Heck, nobody thought the Titans would come back against the Cardinals. A turnover happens, right? You drop the ball and it's like, hey, and it gets weird, right? It gets real weird. And we all are confident that momentum, it does have an impact. It does have an effect on you.
Yep.
So it's like, man, when you throw that in there, absolutely, you could lose. But barring self-inflicted issues, right?
We're better than them.
We are a better team in all 3 phases. And that's the same message that Coach Tomlin's preaching, but he's also preaching it not from a stance of arrogance, but almost with a little bit of urgency. And that urgency is we have to go out there and show it. Because if we show it early on, these are the types of teams that quit. These are the type of teams that will turn it in. And when we talk about how do blowouts happen, well, when you have a team that mentally you have questions about, but then they have early adversity, they turn the ball over. Those are the things that makes teams pack it in. And that's how you can get them 30 to 3s or them 40 to 10s. It's like, we want one of those, right?
Right.
This legit is an opportunity for that. But it's only going to be that if we make it that.
That's it.
And the first thing to do is stop that run. You stop that run, you make Dylan Gabriel have to pass this ball 20, 30 times. We're going to have exactly what you, me, and all of us have been wanting. One of the big blowout sexy wins, right?
Yes.
Heck yeah, man. We want to be bored in the 4th quarter. We're talking about, man, they about to turn our game off. They about to play this other game now. Jeez, they ain't showing us no more. We in the small box and they in the big box over here. You know how that is.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We don't get those a lot. It's been like once every 5 years. All right.
Right.
But we might be due. Okay. We might be due.
Well, I'll be waiting.
And this does present the opportunity. Now, you know how this is, right? We talking them up, and it's for sure going to be a one-score game down to the wire, boss, walk-off field goal, 55 to the open end zone, and we're like, oh my God, here we go.
We're gonna run out there like last play to like, all we need is a first down. We're gonna freaking pitch it to the right, and I'm gonna come back and be like, oh my God, the stupid pitch play.
You know this. We both know this.
That's who
for sure. That's how this is gonna be. So.
Yeah.
At the end of it, though, how you feeling about the matchup? We feeling good?
I feel good about it. I feel good about it. I feel like we are more primed, and I think that's because we have a leader, and we know our leader, and we've heard his voice, and we've been behind him, and we've gone another show, right, without even talking about the big elephant in the room, the big thing that keeps us stable. And that kind of keeps us in line and keeps us consistent. And we don't even have to talk about him because that's just who he is. And that's Aaron Rodgers. And there's nothing they have on that team, Myles Garrett included, that I feel like holds the same thing that Aaron Rodgers holds, because the team is better positioned. And that's not a knock on Myles Garrett. It's just the team isn't as positioned to hear him. He has a rookie quarterback. Imagine Myles Garrett going to talk to Dylan Gabriel. How is that? Do they even know each other respectfully like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't even had the time. And Dylan Gabriel's probably like, oh, that's Myles Garrett. Oh God. You know, like,
well, I was about to say, you saw how Shador interacted with him the one time. It was more like fan than like, yeah.
I'm like, y'all are the same team. Y'all see this man every day. And y'all are more starstruck than I would ever be. And so that's why I'm just kind of like, we have Aaron Rodgers. And at the end of the day, he is the equalizer. He is the momentum swinger. He is the calm. He is the organizer. He is the everything. He's the everything that the other team doesn't have. They don't have an Aaron Rodgers anywhere on that field.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it is funny too, man. Just bringing up that Shador part. I was like, yeah, we all have been there at some point. That's how I was with Marshawn Lynch. I'm like, yo, it's Marshawn. I remember hitting my guys like, yo, it's Marshawn. And then when we actually started to practice against each other, he actually would like, oh, I want to go and challenge Moats. And like, he would like acknowledge, like, oh my God.
He knows me.
He knows me? What? He knows me.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
It was a cute clip. It was cute. It was so cute. And at the same time, I was like, bruh, y'all been together all training camp. Like, you haven't had this opportunity already to be like, can you tackle me?
Nope. It never goes away. It doesn't go away. It takes about a year. It takes about a year and a half. And then you're like, all right, I'm good. We're equals. We're equals.
So funny.
But for a while, though, you go through
jersey swaps, like after games, like team to team, like Garrett's jersey. I'm like, you literally are on the same field as him.
or you do this. You start trying to walk onto the field when he's out there. You walk off the plane when he's out there because you can get a picture. But I can't ask to take a picture with you. But I'm going to get a picture with you if you catch what I'm saying.
That's hilarious. That's a well-played one. That's a
you hear how we speaking on it, right? This is not my first rodeo. I have plenty of pictures where it was like, yo, I'm not about to ask for you to have this picture because, you know, it's man to man. I can't look like that, but I know you're walking this the way. I'm walking this way with you. I know the cameraman's already over there, and I've already gave him the wink, so he knows. Okay, cameraman knows. And I know that you're going to get this picture, or we're walking into the game, and this was my other little trick. It's like, all right, if you want to get seen on ESPN, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, NBC, just walk in with a star. Hey, you said Ryan Shad's walking in. I'm going to just be behind Shade. Just right. Oh, Coach Thomas, I ain't walking in with Coach T. Oh, you said this Big Ben. Ben, you're on this. I'm just going to casually be right here. You're going to see this suit, though. You're going to see this. You're going to see the drip. Okay. And they can be like, really, yo, bro. And then you get the people hit you up like, yo, bro, I see you. I'm like, yo, I know.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I was here with my quarterback. We were talking before I walked in.
Oh, yeah. You know, guys, just hanging out. You know how we do. Yeah. So trust me.
That's what we do.
It is what it is. All right. It's the It happens, all right. But let me get these last super zen real quick, all right? Because I do see I was like, we 6:35, and I don't want nobody to get in trouble there, all right? So we staying on schedule. This from the homie James Skicka, and we do appreciate you, James. He says, part 1 of 2 supers. Dr. T, the graphic of you and Moats has you wearing a one deuce Terry Bradshaw jersey. Are you a fan of Terry B? He was the first player I liked as a little small kid. He was always a tough as nails legend.
Yeah.
All right. So you can hit that first.
Well, the answer is actually Moats created it. So this is actually, I know it's addressed to me. I didn't have anything to do with it. Moats took his skills, his resources, his people, And
Yeah.
he created that. So that is actually a Moats
Yeah.
question.
And the answer to that is shout out to the graphic designer, my man Roach, because he cooks up the best. Like I said, man, that's my guy. And I actually didn't ask him initially about putting her in a jersey or a specific jersey number, but the 12 is because it's Terry Bradshaw. And we know with, the previous person that was in with us, he was diehard 7, diehard Big Ben. And it was kind of weird to do that after that. So it's like, yo, man, TB, you can't go wrong with Terry Bradshaw. There is no negative with Terry Bradshaw, 4-time Super Bowl champ. People swear by him. And if worst case, he's the second best quarterback of all time for the Steelers, I think it's a dub either way. So that was the long answer with that. All right. So shout out. And she approved it though. She hasn't cursed me out for it. She ain't sent me no nasty messages or anything like that. She's even utilizing it. So I'm like, dang, all right. She likes it a little bit. Like, think school. All right. I can roll it out, could use it more. All right. I'll start implementing more into the program and the show. Okay. I just wasn't sure, but it's like, all right. You know what I mean? Because
it's very
so I like that. But it's fashionable.
Wait, let me show you all my favorite part. Hold on. Let me make sure I can move.
Fashionable Steelers.
Let me show you my favorite part. Do you see this finger up that's in the the finger up that's in the air is actually my favorite part because I'm always using my hands. So the finger I love, and then also look at that waist.
I see. I'm about to say, yo,
waist.
My man Roach did. Hey, he got you. All right. Roach was like, yo, this ain't this ain't just you just fan up. No. Give her some attributes. I was like, all right, I see what you're doing there. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, and it's a fitted jersey too. All right, see? You ain't big and baggy. You're fitted. I just shout out to Roach. Shout out to Roach. All right, that's the homie over there. All right, absolutely.
But if you wanted to know who I would have if I chose a number, because I feel like that's
can I guess first?
I think you're kind of cheating.
You think I'm cheating? Oh,
okay. Who would you guess?
I was gonna say Troy Polamalu. I think you're a defense person.
Fair. I would actually prefer 98. I would do Casey Hampton.
I should have caught that.
And then I would probably.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind Troy. But I think you know me, I like a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
And so if I threw up a 98, everyone would be like,
everybody's talking.
Yes. Yeah, like, who is that? Like, why would who is that? Like, why would you choose that? So that's what I would probably choose, just because it'd be different. 43, everybody would do 43. I mean, 43 is like the right answer, right?
Sledge.
Like,
but I just figured it was a defense, but I didn't know if you was gonna go Mean Joe, TJ. No. I'm like, yo, some big snack. But knowing you and now thinking of our conversations, I'm like, I
would definitely throw the Casey Hampton up there. Yeah, and I would make it be like conversation.
I like that. That. All right, and then the next one, the part 2 is to James Skicka. He says, also, when on the road, if you order room service, what is your go-to road meal? Sorry for the randomness of my question. I just want to try to get the same meal for good luck on Sunday. Peace. Oh, he tried to match your energy. Okay. Well, Miss TaNeisha, Miss PhD. Yeah. What's your room service meal?
If I am staying at a nice enough hotel, my room service meal is usually a good, well done steak. With some type of like roasted potatoes, like the chunky like roasted potatoes, or I'll do mashed potatoes is fine. And I'm a Pepsi girl. If I can get a Pepsi, sign me up for a Pepsi any day of the week. So I am all for that. But let's say it's like not that fancy. I will get me a club sandwich, turkey, bread, lettuce, tomatoes, and I will devour that turkey sandwich and some French fries with some Heinz ketchup.
Let's go.
Like, don't twist it. Like,
let's go.
I will eat a sandwich at any day of the week. So
she said, when I'm not staying at the Ritz, you know what I mean? When she's not at the Four Seasons, all right. When she got to settle for the little small, you know what I'm saying? Little six, like, I guess I go to a little side. I can dig that.
And if I had to, I would eat a Lunchable. Okay. I'm just keeping it real up here. Okay. Like I will eat what I need to eat. Okay.
Respect.
I mean, I like to eat. It's obvious. I could dig it. I'm going to eat something. So yeah. So that would be my order.
I like that. I don't do a lot of, traveling. I don't stay in a lot of hotels that have room service. So, on occasion,
are we really doing this right now?
When I'm able to stay in a hotel that may have room service, Whatever.
You're so full of crap. You are so full of crap.
There might be the guy that tries to find whatever the seafood is. I'm big on seafood, man. I love fish and chips. most places don't have like just regular, salmon or the mahi or even the lobster tails. Because if they have that with French fries, I'm devouring that. You're a Pepsi person. I'm a Sprite guy.
This man
If you got
said,
Sprite, I'm drinking
you,
my Sprite. But I
you
want the
realize somebody
fish
already
with
outed
French
you for
fries
being in a
and
suite.
Sprite. Don't do
Like,
it
stop it. You've already
like
been outed.
that.
What
Don't
are
do
you
it
doing
like
right
that, okay?
now?
But that's what I like to do, okay? Have a little butter right there, and then I get on the edge of the bed because I don't want to eat over at the table or at the little desk. I don't want to do that, or at the little no. I prop it right in front of the TV, okay? Right in front of the TV,
Okay.
so I can see it, okay? And then typically it's like a Saturday.
Let me tell. Okay, so let me tell you like my favorite like nasty cheat meal. Like like this is beyond. Like I can't even believe I'm saying this publicly, but I am. Okay, white bread, Miracle Whip with potato chips, Lay's potato chips on the bread. Smash it, okay? Smash it. Put it in your mouth, okay? Miracle Whip bread, Lay's potato chips. Smash it down. Lots of potato. You got to load that sucker, okay? And then when you eat it, I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it, because like that sweetness of that Miracle Whip with those
with
Lay's
the chips.
Listen, somebody in this chat has eaten this, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, it hits. It hits. I know. My other one is like a package of ramen noodles, like a shrimp one and a chicken one, mixing them together.
Can't go wrong with ramen.
With some lime juice.
Can't go wrong with it. Can't go wrong.
Don't knock it till you try it.
You can't even eat ramen without being boo. She said, I gotta put a little lime juice in mine. I'll be over here like, yo, look, man, just give me the little high blood pressure little packet. Throw it in there, all right, and I'm gonna drink all that at the end. We just gonna smash it. We won't need doctor. Just get it to the asses.
You know how everybody has those meals where you're like, I ain't got nothing in the kitchen. Yeah. I ain't got nothing. And you're like, what can I make?
Yep.
Bread, Miracle Whip chip. I'm telling you, smash it together. I'm just saying.
There it is.
I've been through some struggle, okay? I know what it's like to survive. I stayed in college dorms, okay? That money didn't hit till the first, okay? Like you got to do what you got to do. Okay. So, anyways.
Let's go. See? Never cease. You know what I mean? Every time you up here, we be up here laughing, we cutting up, having a great time with it. I love it. Shout out, all right? And like I said, if y'all digging it and y'all enjoy what we on, man, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Since y'all already know what it is, man, go to her page as well, at Really Flawed, and hit that like button over there and subscribe over there as well. Like I said, man, y'all know what we on, man, and this is what we do in Victory Formation.
Yeah. Before you end, I just want to say, shout out to the zipper. Shout out to the zipper. Zipper
did his job.
Zipper gang right here.
There it is.
Thank you, Zipper. The zipper did it. So for all of you that are hating against the zipper, your prayers didn't work, okay?
Let's go.
We won today. So anyways.
So now y'all gotta wait till next time, all right? Y'all gotta come back next time. You want to see her again? Well, you know she's gonna have a post-game reaction. Y'all know she got content on her channel. But if you want to see her again over here, well, next week we back in the saddle, all right? Yeah. Now we're gonna talk to get the scheduling figured out over the weekend, because they do got Thursday night game. I just thought about that, and I was like, you know what, that does change a little bit. But you know what? I think we're still gonna be good now that I think about it. So never mind. Y'all see us next Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, definitely next Tuesday. So either way, we in the building, all right? But with that being the case, TaNeisha, appreciate you as always, even on the road, all right? Even on the road, you just break it, all right? Salute you. No pun intended, soldier. No pun, all right? Chat, we appreciate y'all as well, man. From the heart, definitely means a lot that y'all tapping in with us, and keep doing it, all right? Because we're going to keep this content rolling. Stay safe out there, and until next time, baby, peace.
Bye, everyone.